might have just overheard my so-called smart speaker be sassy with me. Hello, Internet. Hello, 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 hello. This is Keith. I actually introduced myself this time. Yep, my name's Keith, and thoughtstorms is kind of my brand. Find me here on Twitch or on YouTube Live. And yes, I know you're not supposed to do both at the same time, because if you do, they will not monetize you. Well, I got started so late that I didn't get monetized. Yeah, trying to get the chat up on my screen there. Need my glasses for these. La la la, zuta la, ooh la la. Yeah, I just missed that because you're crappy and I hate you and you suck. Alright, there. Now I should be able to see if I get a chat. Right. Can I see it? Oh, Lord. I can see that there's something there, but I can't read it. Darn. There's too much light behind it. I gotta fix that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm streaming in broad daylight anyway. I don't like broad daylight. Well, I've found a replacement camera for the one that was acting up. I don't have it mounted to the it's a little mini tripod yet. So, okay. So this is the new one. Here's the old one that oh boy. It's hard. It's really hard to point this thing. There's that old one that I athletic taped onto this gorilla. That's not what they call it. Goby? I don't remember what they call it. There's a certain kind of what do you call? Cool flexible tripod thing that I got at a thrift store. People, I tell you, people, let me tell you, I love thrift stores. I've been finding all kinds of things lately that I bought at a thrift store because even poor people have a desire for what do they call it? Retail therapy, and it helps others. And you know, I go in there to bring them things. I just doxed one of my prescription medicines. That's not the best thing. Okay, hi everybody. Okay, well, so this is weird. I will go back to this for a moment. It's not my favorite of these images. It's not the worst. Let me know if anybody has trypophobia. I hope you don't, because so much of my artwork is likely to trigger it, because I have the opposite. I have trypophilia. I love that look. I'm drawn to it powerfully. Ooh, that one needs some trimming. Yeah, there's some... Okay, well, I just wish I could right click on it or something, but no. I gotta go find it in a Windows folder and discover which one. And I do these series where I'll kind of remake a similar image and then another and another and another. Because one thing I like making those shift fade one to the next to the next. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Let's see. What was I gonna do next? I really like this image on the background, like I have it. I tried to make the moving background slower and less distracting, and then I added a photo I'd taken of some thunderstorm clouds. Thunder clouds? Yes, that's right. Ooh, I'm almost out of water. No, I'm not almost out of water. I'm just drinking out of something that won't let you drink the last sixth of it. I think I said that like a British person. UK people, there are two S sounds in the word sixth. But they don't say it that way. They say sixth or sixth. Sixth, but I was thinking maybe 16th. 16th. Anyway, yeah. Sixth, which they pronounce Sikth. I'm not usually mad at the British. Okay, let's do a little show and tell, perhaps. I want to see. Okay, I've got that turned off, I think. Oh, guys, there's so much to learn. Anyway, hand cams. All right. You can actually see the camera in the other camera, although it's black, because you got to make all technology black so that you can't tell any details and find where you're supposed to plug things in and stuff. I'm not racist, but I've got 9. Check this. Check this poop out. Boy, that doesn't look focused worth a darn. Anyway, you can tell. All those cables. I've got cables everywhere. And they're all black. And that's, apparently black is the new only color you can make things. No, that's nothing new. There's nothing new about that. All right. Well, yeah, I can't do that, so I'm going to have to. So, here's something I threw together on the last stream. Oh, and I didn't stream on Wednesday. Oh, this is weird. 2 of me. I didn't stream on Tuesday. I didn't stream on Thursday, as planned. Long story, not interesting. I don't know if I'm going to try to do 3 days a week every week. I may try to do more often. I'm not getting very many people to come in live, and that's fine. This is what's the word I'm looking for? This is a psychological experiment, kind of, to get me actually making art again. So anyway, laster day, which is a great word, pass it around. Yeah. Okay, so I don't remember what this toy building tool is called. They have it in a bunch of different shapes and stuff, but I got thrift store enough to make about 3 of these dodecahedrons, and I have been working on mixing ceramic clay, which I can wash away with water, and epoxy sculpt. There's a little of it. Oh Lord. Yeah, I've just swapped out these cameras, so placing them and lighting them and everything has still got to take place. Anyway, I'm mixing 2 kinds of clay, one that gets crazy rock hard even underwater because it's 2-part epoxy, and one that will dissolve in water eventually, so that I can marble that together and then dissolve the ceramic stuff out and have negative space in there, because negative space is my favorite color. Alright, so the most recent test of that scheme, I didn't soak it, I packed it into this thing here, thinking I could probably, wow. There's no zoom or anything on this camera, it's just, so it's hard not to be too close. So there's the side I kind of packed into it, and here is the very shallow or short triangular pyramid. I can't even tell how visible that is. It isn't great. Yep. Let's try this other view. Yeah, that's actually better. I just can't zoom in, and right now I'm not set up to move that around like I need to be able to. I need some heavy gauge copper wire that I can make booms for my cameras, so that I can move them around at will. That's a project for the near future, I hope. So, I don't know what you can see. When you lose it on the zoomed out camera, you get it on the zoomed in. And then there's this one. I need more cameras. Actually, I have more cameras. I've got some, what do you call them? Dash cameras. At least 2 of those that I never used as dash cameras that I hope, maybe, will be better for this sort of thing. So I have this. I'm going to soak it, and the white stuff will become air, emptiness. There's really some cool pattern to this. I like it just like it. Oh man, that. I just plugged that camera in for the first time 15 minutes ago, so forgive me. That seems to be the only very clear camera. But I really think some of the paint job of the way that mixed up, and it's happy accidents. I'm not sculpting the black and adding in the white or anything like that. It's, you mix them together and you shape it and you hope for the best. Proof of concept, get the example there. Try the big view. Maybe that's a little better for showing. It's not close by, but actually I made a bunch of them, and here's another. I'm gonna put it on the Pentagon camera first. Once again, it makes really cool spackledy shapedy things. Put it here on the zoom out camera. Yeah, that's not a terrible camera. I've just got to get it where I can move it more easily. I'm almost hesitant to soak this one. I like the way it looks. I suppose I could kiln fire this. I don't know how hot you can get epoxy sculpt, or how hot I need to get to harden the white clay, but that's not the idea. The idea is to lose the white clay altogether. Smaller one. You gotta work kind of quick. This epoxy sculpt sets up pretty fast. And I have a feeling that once this one dissolves, it's probably going to dissolve into chunks, and it's not going to look like a sphere anymore. Hopefully this one is tetrahedron. Yeah, I think it's still a better show and tell camera. The lights are actually not too bad. Not loving where the black and white divide fell on that one. I have a feeling it's not going to turn out that well. Let's see, is there more? That's all of that. So I need to soak those guys. And tell you what, I have some already soaking. I can also show, and then I can put these in the water. Oh, it's got a big old plastic, I don't know, bucket. I can't see anything in there yet. Oof. Okay. I thought maybe I could hang that. Huh. I feel a little bit of erosion on this one. Just with my sense of touch. Yep, definitely. It's getting very rough. Oh, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Just can't get it on camera, and it's counterintuitive how to move it. The blacks will be richer black when they're properly, the white's properly dissolved and cleaned off. I think. Nope, I'm wrong. I was thinking that I had a toothbrush. Alright, here's another ball. Shoot. It's on a bendy wire, but it's hanging, and so I can't move it and point it worth a damn. I have to really. I might actually go to a car wash and use the power wash to see how these go. This one's going to be weird if it turns out at all, because I don't know, it just seems like all the white went to the outside on that one. These are going to be, just kind of grab baggy things. Here's one with the white epoxy sculpt. It's coming along. Moving right along. Loose and fancy free. If I get this close to the camera, it's going to drip on electronics, which that's no good. Yeah, I don't think this one has much of a future. We'll see. And I mean, I can modify them later after the fact. Here's the one that looked like cheese. Some kind of British cheese or brie or something. Never liked brie until I had somewhere I had brie that was cooked in something, like a quesadilla with brie in there or something like that. And that was good, but I didn't think I liked brie. So we're putting the currently dry second round, or really third, my seventh round proof of concept stuff into the water, and that's not going to be fascinating. So hopefully next week on one of my streams we'll have those clean. I need to visit my friend with the ultrasonic cleaner, but I need to see him on Saturdays, and today my wonderful mother and I worked on my apartment together. I assisted her working on the apartment. I'm not very good at it. And I'm a hoarder, and deciding what to throw away and all is quite difficult sometimes. Let's go back to this for the moment. My hands are dirty. I do need to wash my hands. So hold that thought. Don't think anybody's hollered yet. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my hands and return. I don't think I've got any more. Oh, well, before I do that, put these back in as well. So, wish I knew the keystrokes. So now you can hear me and not see me, and you can see some of my artwork. Fade in and out. Well, I had a little chicken and he wouldn't lay an egg, so I poured hot water up and down its leg. Oh, the little chicken tried, and the little chicken begged. Little chicken laid a hard-boiled egg. Song my granddad used to sing. Now it's a minivan with ice cream. Oh, that's right. Sorry, just remembering that design that's on the screen there, that kind of purple triangle. I really like that one. And I guess that's sort of LG. I love you guys, but sometimes the letters, they're hard to say. LGBTQ+. Because purple and triangles both. I don't know. I'm a cis-het male obese American cliche. And so I'm a little ignorant in some areas. I just saw something I made here with the black epoxy sculpt. You can kind of see the scale of it. Now I'm going to give it a little bit of a strength test. Not trying to break it really hard, but yeah, it's pretty solid. So when I was working with the white stuff, and I'm repeating myself because I don't know who's seen these VODs before, who's been in before. When I would have some of the white epoxy sculpt left over that was becoming too hard to work with, roll it up into snaky things, and I'm slowly filling up that thrift store mask. Okay, and I'm planning to try to set up a good drawing board with a camera, not only for streaming but for speed painting videos. I like speed painting videos, like watching them, and I thought it might be kind of cool to make some. Let some different images go by here. Same one. It's on a random. Probably take it off a random. Anybody recognize that? Oh. Or another brain thing. So let's do a partial. Let's do a little count of my obsessions. The Earth seen from space. Anything to show you handy. Pentagonal dodecahedrons. Don't think I've got any of those within arm's reach because I've tried to straighten up a bit. Pentagons in general and odd numbered polygons. Really all of the platonic solids. Dodecahedron, tetrahedron, octahedron, cube, isosahedron. Oh, I think that's all of them. Hey, look. Oh, my. You're looking at. I look at the camera. Isn't that a test they do on chimpanzees that they know that the chimpanzee in the mirror with the dot on its head is himself. Anyway, my wrist was hurting, so I've got one of these stickers. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have them handy to show you, find you the name, but see if you can see that logo on the sticker. Titanium. I think my brother who introduced me to these said something about aqueous titanium. I don't understand why they work. And they don't work for absolutely everything, but there are some minor aches and pains that I would have to take at least 2 Tylenol, probably more likely 3 or 4 a day. Put one of these on there and it lasts for a long time, and even if it's a placebo, if the pain's gone, the pain's gone. Boy, I don't think that ice cream van is planning to leave the immediate area anytime ever. I'm going to add some water to this so that hopefully I can drink some water from this. So give me just a moment. If there's any water left. I was afraid I was going to have to go out and get the 5-gallon water barrel out of my car in 100-degree temperatures. Moist. And trigger alert, anyone who's triggered by the word moist, get over it, it's a word. It's a word, guys. It's just a word. The cake was moist. If you've made it perverted somehow and then got bothered by it, that's not my fault. So, what else was I going to talk about? Ooh, I've got white epoxy sculpt and black epoxy sculpt. Not much left of the white. Oh, a little more show and tell, although there's no news on it really. Oof. Okay. This work in progress, which is keycaps from old Macintosh keyboards. I would press the keys against the inside of this hemispherical mixing bowl, and then I would put the white epoxy sculpt to try to grab them. I was looking for a way to put this together without having to either sand, which is time consuming, bad for getting in your eye. You've got to wear a respirator, and it's not just bad that way, it's making more microplastics. Is that the right word? Microplastics? Nanoplastics? Femtoplastics? And just putting them more into the thing. So anyway, the idea was to try to find a way, and once again, I'm using the clearest camera I've got at the moment. Look what color that is. Where my finger is coming out. My pinky is barely coming out. It's negative space color. I like negative space color. One of the reasons I think I love glass And all those years I worked as an artist in glass, I hardly ever used opaque glass because I love the transparency. I watch a lot of people that make things with poured resin, and they put in so much color in it. Like one Australian guy had a really cool ant colony that somebody poured molten copper into, or brass, bronze. I don't, there's a lot of different choices. And then he cut it, put it back to back, and cast it in resin to then turn it on his lathe. And it's sort of cool to see the pattern of the part that reaches the surface. But if he'd made it at least translucent, you could actually see the cool design inside, and you just couldn't see it. It was just swirly colors on I don't know. I'm going to voice my opinions on artwork. I don't like rectangles. Doesn't mean don't use rectangles. Doesn't mean I'll dislike your work because it's a rectangle. I'm not nearly that bloody-minded. It means for me, I'd like to avoid them when I can. I think there is some value in what is not always used, and zigging when people expect you to zag. That one, let's get reworked there. I just threw a bunch of images in a folder. I took some out that were not non-rectangular. So in other words, they were square. I'm not 100% firing on all cylinders. I'm going to have a sugar-free, what do you call it? Peppermint. I don't think you'll catch me making terrible mouth sounds with it. I don't like it when other people. And I'm avoiding my gum. I need this for the cotton mouth that my prescription medicine, and this is Texas, it's not cannabis of any kind. Anyway, the combination of medicines I take, my mouth gets so dry. My mouth's so dry it hurts my throat when I begin to speak. Yeah, I'm leaving here this morning with my eyes all open wide. I'm awfully glad she let me come inside. Harry Nilsson, what a guy. All right. Let's see what else I am set up for. There are the handy cams. There, demo. Woo! I don't think it's supposed to do that. Okay. And now I can find, maybe, I hope. Yeah, like global. We can play global. Reload. Sweet chariot. It's another tiny, I want to say Sri Lanka. I've got a strategy, but I don't like to do it every single time. Sri Lanka is 2,500 miles away. Now I need, or at least want, here we go. Aha. What did I say? Sri Lanka? All right, I'm going to click here. Oh. Dang it. Clear measurement. Measure distance. Doop. All right, and what did we have? 2,500. Yeah, 2,500. So I don't think that's going to be terribly far. How far is it to Laos? Distance to here. Ooh, that's pretty close. I'm gonna try that. Laos. Dun 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 dun. Laos is cooler, but that distance is about right. So now I don't want to go to. Oh, can you see my? You're not seeing the screen. Dadgummit. One moment, please. I'm trying to play a game online, and it's not even. It's just my background slapping by. Oh, it is to laugh at oneself. There's global. I have a feeling the way this is now set, you won't be able to see my work with the maps. With the maps, I found that Laos was about the right distance, but it's the wrong direction. And yeah, you can't. Okay, you can't see my big old handprint. So I think instead of going, wait, you can see it. How weird. I don't understand the world. I really don't. I'm going to look over here. Shoot, you're still seeing global. Well, that's annoying. And no mistake. Somalia was where I want to try. Somalia to Sri Lanka. It's too much. 2,000 in total. Clear measurement. Measure distance. Okay, now I think you can see the Google Maps. Somalia is too far. So Oman might, or yeah, I'm gonna try Oman. What is? How about UAE? I'll try that. Distance to here. Still too far. Clear measurement. Right click where you want to start. Measure distance. Distance to here. Still too much. Maybe Pakistan? I like playing this game. I'm gradually learning better where countries are, what countries are next to what countries. It's not, you know, I don't plan to travel, but it's kind of cool to know things about the world. Isn't it nice to know a lot? A little bit not. Distance to here. That's about 1,300. So it's a little short. Maybe Bangladesh. No, because Laos was not as close as Sri Lanka was. Alright, measure distance. No, I'm going to try Singapore. Singapore's usually where I start because in one version of the game you're looking for a city, and in the other version of the game you're going from country to country. I'm going to try it. Just for kicks and giggles. Come on. Singapore is cooler. Oh, it's not even as close as Laos was. So we're still 2,500 miles away from Sri Lanka. And Laos and Singapore are the wrong direction. Clear measurement. Measure distance. On my phone, I can actually drag around and it will show me how many miles, which I guess in a way is almost cheating. I've already tried Pakistan, right? Did I? I remember if I tried Pakistan. So it's going to be one of these damned islands. Distance to here, too far. Quite a bit too far. About 1,000 too far. And so will Madagascar be. Clear measurement. Measure distance. I'll look to see where I have guessed. This game is challenging and I like it. Alright, I've tried Sri Lanka, Laos, and Singapore. Laos, Singapore. It's nowhere. It's maybe I belong to the country I'm closest to, which is Somalia. It's going to be too much. Distance to here. Yep, I said it'd be too much, and it was. Clear measurements. Sri Lanka, measure distance. Distance to here. I'm going to try that because Sri Lanka is not tiny like Singapore, and therefore where I'm putting the pin might add some things. I'd already forgotten where I was going to guess. Oman. is warmer. Yay, I finally get warmer. Oman is 715 miles away, and it isn't contiguous. Yay! So clear measurements. I think I should go, I don't know. Is it 750? I have a mental problem with numbers. Short-term memory of numbers is crap for me. 715 from Oman. So let's stick it right about there. Measure distance. Let's see here. Too far. Maybe it's Kuwait. Have to clear it each time, which couldn't possibly get annoying. Stop it. Dad. Measure distance. $620. It's too close. Clear measurement. Measure distance. Isn't this fun, kids? Gone from an art stream to a just talking, or just chatting stream. Lord, this cursor on my computer it's huge to me too, but if you're watching this like I sometimes watch streamers projected on my wall, it's probably ridiculously big, but my eyesight, she's not the best. How about Syria? Distance to here. I didn't used to use this technique, and I guess I can jettison it. Syria was too far, right? So Jordan's going to be too far. Measure distance from this corner. How about to Egypt? Too far. Clear measurement. How about to Djibouti? Seven and a half. It's not bad. Let's try it. DJ Djibouti. Sheikh Djibouti. Djibouti is adjacent to the answer. Yay. Clear measurement. Well, they're only contiguous with Somalia and Eritrea and Ethiopia, I believe. I'll try Ethiopia. It will be adjacent. If it's not the right one, it will also be adjacent. Ethiopia, I believe. Ethiopia. Yep, also adjacent. Which means it's Eritrea or it is Somalia. Let's do Eritrea. Mr. Country is Eritrea. Today's guess is 7. All right, not the best. No, the worst. Not too bad. All right. Where are we on time? We've been about an hour. Whew. I feel like there was something art related I could do. Well, as soon as it occurs to me, it'll be way too late. So, I am a hoarder, and my main hoarding thing is stuff that I feel like I can turn into something later that I can make art with. Bought this a long time ago. It was supposed to be all white Tyvek, but it's not. They sold it by the foot and everything. It's just leftover. It's got, I don't remember what exact logo is on it, including Tyvek. So bits of it are white, and I can use, although one thing about Tyvek is you can't paint on it. Well, it requires some kind of sublimation dye. So I'm just going to show you some of the weird random crap in my weird random crap bin that's closest to hand. Oh Lord help me, the day after Halloween, such cool things to be had. Unreal. Got a lot of those. Which of the Green brothers? Hank. I shouldn't have trouble with the two names. Hank has a thing behind him on a shelf behind him where he talks to the camera that is a it's like googly eyes. I don't know, it's maybe a bionicle or something like that. They stuck a lot of googly eyes on. It's like a googly eye monster. It's kind of cool. This used to be the only way I was able to sleep. This is a sleep apnea mask, missing a nasal pillow. I like the fact that you didn't have to put the side things on, nothing to give you strap head or hair back when I had hair. This is similar to that tripod I was talking about. If I could get my hands on this kind of stuff cheap, but what this is it's not on camera at all. You turn here and it turns here on a socket wrench or something like that. But I mean, come on. If nothing else, I'm the unicorn tick. Spoon! What else? So many weird things. That one is clawing into my flesh every time I dig in. And so the idea is at some point it's like, okay, I'm just going to pick something at random and we'll make something with it. That's one of the ideas. Dollar store bubble maker. But it isn't, it's odd number, what do you call? So I like that. If not, I think one of the things I thought about, ever watch people do acrylic pour? Acrylic paint, you mix it up just the right consistency, which I'm not good at, and you put different colors together, and there's all kinds of ways you can make it happen, and it'll make cells, and it's really cool. My brother and I dabbled with it. He was a lot better with it than I was. I don't know, I'm just, let's try this, and he's more, they said use this much of this and this much of this. I don't know. But yeah, I showed in one of my streams, I don't know where it is. He made me a round canvas with a cool looking, scary monster eye. Anyway, this I think could be really good. I also have pizza pans from Dollar Tree. And the idea with them is they are non-stick, they're rigid, they're good and flat, they're $1 a piece, $1.25 now, plus tax. But the idea was to put some paint on one, kiss it to a clean one, and lift off, and then kiss, actually probably both of those patterns. They call them dendrite patterns in the crafts that do it. Been wanting to do that for quite some time. I've been thinking I could make, a cool bunch of paint stamped down with the round pizza plate, pan, and press it onto a piece of paper or whatever, and then maybe let that dry and do it again. I would like it to eventually be representational, or at least suggesting representational or geometric or all of the above. Sitting here talking with the slides not going by, so I think I will make it so that they go by automatically. And they're way too fast. Yeah, hopefully these won't go by so fast. Yeah. Of course I will distract myself. I already have. So yeah, it's a mental health problem. It's a full-on mental health problem. I am a hoarder, and it's hard for me to throw anything away, especially, God help me, if I think I can make something out of it. Maybe make something cool out of it. Exhibit 0.23. That's gonna be cool. I'm probably gonna paint the white gobs of glue stuff with like a wash, an ink wash or something like that, just to kind of give them a little bit of darkness so that they just don't stand out so sore thumish. Yeah. Back on that subject, I have so many things, including a plethora of medical injector things. My insulin and my Manjaro are in these pens, and I end up throwing them away. And so I've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of those things. They all look like, they all look alike, or they're a couple of different shapes. And I want to assemble them in a similar thing, but I don't want to sand it. I'd rather not torch it. You can set it up and just run a Bic lighter across it kind of quickly, and supposedly paint and glue start liking it when you do that. All of that's undesirable. I was hoping I could get away from that. I think in part of my mind I was thinking of Sugru. Sugru is a very cool material, which you mix it up, or you just soften it up in your hand, and it's putty. And when I guess it air dries. I guess there's something that evaporates. Anyway, yeah, in 24 hours you've got something, and supposedly you could just stick. They stuck a tuba to a suitcase to a billiard ball, and in 24 hours you could just about use that to knock down a wall. It was so sturdy. And they didn't sand anything. They didn't, as far as I know, they didn't even clean the surfaces. So when I'm going to be working with just a crap ton of pretty much identical items, you see the rounded triangles? I like them. And then these are a little dull. There's an inexpensive tool I'm going to try to get my hands on so I can cut just this clear part of the Manjaro, because I don't know, man, it's science fiction as hell. So I'll be doing a lot of exploring with that, with and without sanding, with and without torching. I may never try the sanding, because ideally I'll find a way that doesn't have anything so abhorrent. It makes a mess. It gets everywhere. It's people think I don't mind a mess. I don't love a mess. In fact, I think I dislike it so much that to spite it, I let it stay there for months at a time. I worked in glass for a number of years. You can see my Charlie Brown. I cut my own hair, and sometimes not all of it gets cut. Used to work in glass, and I love glass fusing. Think of it as making glass cookies in a very hot oven. You melt different pieces of glass together, and they'll fuse together, and you can stack them and do all kinds of cool stuff with them, and I did a lot of cool stuff with them. And when you're doing that, there's a computer that tells it how long to stay at what temperature, and then go down to a low temperature, and then you're supposed to time it out and go in on what they call don't remember what they called it. You vent off the hot air. You open up the kiln until the temperature gets to 900. I think it was. Seems like it was 900 Fahrenheit. Because in that area you get a thing called devitrification, where the glass can be less glossy and more matte. Sometimes even worse / better, in my opinion, during that devitrification series of numbers, and I didn't want to set my alarm and drive across town every single time I cook something in the kiln. So I said, I'm going to see what I can do without doing that, and I was able to get such cool stuff with it. I never really did do that thing, that other thing. And that's kind of the way I am. If lazy works, why do the extra? I don't mean if lazy gets you by. Some of the things I made were better because of the devitrification. Someone I know is sending me their score on strands. Yeah, I've already done strands. Already done the things today, and I don't want to spoil them for people online. I'm not going to stay on very much longer. It's been a pretty good week. Pretty good news. My brother's home from the hospital and talking like a champ, and not quite as fast as his previous self, but I think that will probably change as he heals up and hairs over. Maybe, oh Lord, it just occurred to me, the thing that I have, I found, this is a not newest draft. Oh boy. Not at all newest draft of a play. I don't even know what title I ended up with, because none of these titles worked. I've never had so much trouble giving a title to something. But anyway, this is a one-act play that's basically self-contained. You can do it by itself, or it can be the first half of a play. A lot of what was going to make the play novel has been done now. I started this in the 90s, early 90s, maybe late 80s, because I heard about a comedy play that they did in black and white. And I was like, that is a cool idea. I'd like to try something with that. But okay, what reason would you have to do a play in black and white? Well, just so you can do it? Yeah. And so my brain was churning, and I got thinking something kind of supernatural. Because for one thing, if you have everybody in black and white makeup and with lights that, make things seem monotone, but a character comes in with a bright red neckerchief or something, handkerchief, eyes, the tired looking eye makeup, that could be a really kind of cool thing once you're used to the black and white, and then it's almost sort of a Wizard of Oz thing. You go between the two. But no, sadly, there's quite a few productions now that have done plays in black and white. But anyway, this one is not a comedy. It's got a couple of chuckles, but it's not a comedy, and it's two people. So I may try to find somebody, and I can just have their voice on the speakerphone or something like that, reading one part. And when I find some of my poetry, I plan to read some of it. Because I'm not just about clay and pixels and improv comedy. I used to be a singer. I used to be an actor. I used to have hair on my head. I don't miss that. I used to have teeth in my mouth. I miss that. Eating. I remember eating was kind of cool. But I live in a country that considers healthcare, especially dental care, a for-profit endeavor. I tell you what, I'm just chasing every squirrel in my brain. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope everybody is doing well. Remember, it's nighttime on the internet. A tardigrade checks his credit balance at the dinner table. Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice.